Business that benefits society, technologies that make the world more convenient. Each issue of our program introduces you to people who build the future on the basis of the latest developments, principles of high social responsibility, and a caring attitude towards nature. The world of startups showcases advanced high technologies and their integration into all spheres of our modern life. First Kazakhstan Eco House. Platform for studying languages. Service for rent of boxes. The first Kazakhstan Eco House was built in Almaty in the foothills of Zaylisky Alatau. Businessman Takhirjan Kadirbekov was struck with the idea in 2006. However, he managed to start the project only 5 years later. During this time, the founder of the startup studied the philosophy of eco-settlements, familiarized himself with the technology of thatched house construction, picked up natural materials with minimal chemical processing. This is how Ergodom has appeared.
Основные показатели эргодома, чем он отличается вообще от других.
The main indicators of Ergodom, what makes it stand out from other houses in general, the fact that 90% of all the building materials that we use are of organic origin. Wood, straw, clay, sand, water, reeds, and natural stone materials.
Песок, вода, тростник, камень натуральный. Ну и вот и все.
Based on these materials, 2 3-story townhouses with an area of 2,300 square meters were built. Each of them is divided into 3 apartments with a separate entrance. The total amount of investment spent on the project is $4.5 million.
Это проектирование Институт Казнеса в наш проект внес.
At the design stage, the Kazakh Research and Design Institute of Construction and Architecture made recommendations to strengthen certain parts of the building, which we strengthened with iron plates. Among them, walls and blocks, due to which the structure can withstand an earthquake up to 9 points without any consequences.
Без каких-либо последствий.
Particular attention in the development of the building was given to energy efficiency, the level of which corresponds to the highest class A++. Thus, the heat consumption of the Eco House is 36 kilowatts per square meter per year, while the conventional building consumes 3 times more, 116 kilowatts.
Сегодня наше здание по углеводородному следу имеет отрицательный баланс. Что это значит?
Today our building has a negative balance according to the hydrocarbon track. This means that at the time of construction it consumes the hydrocarbon exhaust and preserves it in its construction and production of building materials, instead of carrying it out in the atmosphere. As a result, our building has preserved about 30 tons of hydrocarbon.
Законсервировало в своей конструкции порядка 30 тонн углеводорода.
An important condition for the preservation of the microclimate in eco-settlements is the application of permaculture on household plots. One of its principles is that the surrounding space and the agricultural system should be in close harmony with each other. Therefore, all the soil in the eco-house was covered with mulch. And when it rains, the mulch cover delays evaporation by 85%. In this regard, there is no need to build a complex irrigation infrastructure.
The
main idea when designing a landscape for this project is that we use everything that we have around. It includes vegetables, greens, fruits, berries to make sure that a person is surrounded by a productive environment, from where he can get fresh fruits and vegetables without leaving home. According to Takhirjan Kadirbekov, he managed to experiment on this project and find the optimal replacement for synthetic materials that are consistent with the domestic building codes and regulations. Therefore, in the next 3 years, the businessman, together with his team, plans to increase turnover and to build another 100 square meters of eco-housing. Apple repeated the absolute record. The company's market capitalization exceeded $1 trillion. In the course of trading, its shares rose by 1.5% to $204 per share. Before the American corporation, it was only PetroChina, the oil giant, that managed to pass the trillion mark. It happened on November 5, 2007, when the Chinese company entered an IPO. However, a few months later, the company's capitalization collapsed twice and never rose to such heights. Cisco announced the purchase of a service provider for the security of cloud services, Duo Security. As part of the deal, the U.S. corporation will pay $2.35 billion until 2019. The integration of Cisco networks, devices, and cloud platforms with Duo's security technologies will allow customers to securely connect users to any application on a network device. Good afternoon. My name is Valentina and I'm studying the Kazakh language. Valentina Loginova works as an administrator in a popular Almaty cafe. Every day she welcomes and escorts dozens of visitors with a smile and also does everything possible to create a comfortable and pleasant atmosphere. Simultaneously, the girl learns languages using the Lexicon On City platform, a multimedia project that is designed to popularize different language learning in the country with an emphasis on the Kazakh language.
Когда мы в нашем заведении увидели стикеры яркого голубого цвета,
when we saw bright blue stickers in our place, we got curious what these words were about. And later, when we began to scan the QR codes, we realized how cool this thing is, the ability to learn 3 languages at the same time. And to do it not as we are accustomed to, with dictionaries, writing, and textbooks, that is a completely different format. It attracted us because it was simple, but at the same time effective.
То есть абсолютно другой формат он и привлек, тем, что он простой, но при этом действенный.
The service operates on the basis of edutainment, that is, learning through entertainment. Users read stickers with words placed on the relevant subjects and scan the QR codes. Then they perform the necessary tasks, which affect various types of memory, visual, auditory, motor, and contextual. It's like a game. In the process of learning languages, people get bonuses and are involved in such an interactive urban amusement ride. This project has several distinctive features from all the options for learning languages that exist in the world. Since this is not only an individual story, when someone immerses himself in learning a language, but also learning a language, he helps others too. The first volume of the program contains 300 words, but in the context of the game, at least 200 more are added, for example, when it is necessary to construct a sentence. Overcoming each stage, users receive bonuses. In the future, they can be exchanged for real prizes, discounts in cafes, theater tickets, and much more. From administration and information side, we're ready to launch. Everything is going according to plan. Now there's a question of financing, which we solve in several ways. We are trying to establish communication with corporate partners and also launched a crowdfunding campaign on the Start Time platform. To successfully complete the campaign, it is necessary to collect 9 million tenge and attract 1,000 agents, owners of a block of interactive stickers. Those, in turn, will involve in the game another million Kazakh people. And when a special mobile application is published, the attraction City Dictionary will work in full force. Kainar Mardenov is the founder of a platform for automating retail trade, 20 years of experience in the field of information and financial technology.
Only
5% of the success of an entrepreneur depends on the idea, the business model, and the theoretical strategy. The main 95% is a result of painstaking work, the results of which are evaluated through the use of innovations. The book, The Lean Startup, author Eric Ries.
Нельзя стремиться делать идеальный продукт. Пока ты будешь делать идеальный продукт, пролетит время.
If you are not ashamed of the product that you first propose to your client among startups, that is considered abnormal. You cannot strive to make an ideal product. While you're making the perfect product, time will fly by. Competitors will come and take over your customers. Therefore, try as early as possible to present your client with what you came up with today. Let it be a rough draft of the product, but do it today and now. Hurry.
Мероприятие, весь твой бюджет, весь финиш, все даты, когда это все случится и как ты будешь.
Lean Startup is not about a launch of a spaceship when you have all your events, all your budget decided, and then you plan on drinking champagne, having achieved success long before the start. No, it's not. It's more like driving down the freeway. That is, you know where you're going, but you do not know how. Because 2 or 3 streets down, they will block the road and you will have to turn the other way. Or maybe there is heavy traffic. Therefore, don't spend a lot of time on creating a product. You just need to take it and do it. And the road itself will tell you where you made a mistake.
Так тщательно, нужно просто брать и делать. И сама дорога тебе подскажет, где ты ошибся.
Moving is worse than a fire, according to the Almaty resident Dmitry Pichugin. In this case, the wisdom of the people very clearly reflects all the difficulties associated with the change of residence. It takes a lot of your time and emotional health. You have to put a lot of effort on moving a pile of acquired property. Now we're moving to our apartment. Before that, we lived only in rented apartments, and we constantly face the problem of moving our belongings. Usually we use the most popular thing, a huge bag of a very poor quality because its lock constantly breaks. Or we use the cardboard box that has the same problem, plus the bottom falls out, and with it everything else. Such cases have already occurred. This time, our hero decided to entrust his belongings to the box renting service called Box. It was founded by Ruslan Fomin and Sanjar Bishmanov. In their entrepreneurial piggy bank, this is the second case after the sale of Hawaiian guitars, ukuleles. Young men do not hide the fact that they saw the idea for a new business in Canada. To realize it, in Kazakhstan, 1.5 million tenge was required. They spent them on 100 plastic boxes. We had such a goal. We buy 100 boxes, and when we rent all of them, we'll get some more. Now we have 500 boxes in circulation, and we had a case when there weren't enough of them for everyone. If the same happens again in the near future, we will order 200 boxes more. Today, the company's monthly turnover exceeds 1 million tenge. 2 to 3 orders are processed per day. The service has not yet been much promoted in Almaty, although the startups came out almost immediately, 6 months after the launch of the project. We have a standard box size, 60 centimeters width, 40 length, and 30 height. We counted what would fit in there. 11 packs of paper of A4 format, 25 pairs of jeans, 40 books, and $3,540,000 fit in the box. For the convenience of users, the founders of the project developed 50 tariffs. The most smallest budget is 6 boxes for 5 days. Such a service will cost 3,000 tenge. For comparison, 1 cardboard box costs at least 350 tenge, and it is unlikely to survive until the next move. The task is to increase our market of our target audience. For that, we need to hire a person to work at a call center. We will call to companies, online stores, and some other service companies. Then we need to get acquainted with construction workers and make them a good commercial offer.
Этот рынок тоже туда немножечко встряхнуть, в плане аренды ящиков.
In the near future, Ruslan and Sanjar want to expand the range of products and launch an online store selling goods for moving, such as covers for dresses and wardrobes for jackets. And they are planning to develop business with their own investment. But as soon as the idea will work out and will bring a good profit, they will consider the idea of attracting investments. The Kazakhstan service for monitoring the security of web totem sites was recognized as the best in Southeast Asia in the framework of the Echelon Asia Summit. This is an annual event dedicated to the development of innovation and technology. This year's summit was held in Singapore, which ranks first in the world rating of cyber preparedness. Therefore, it was difficult to surprise local investors, but our startup succeeded. As a result, Web Totem was estimated at $1 million for its development. $300,000 was spent. Business angel Murat Abdrakhmanov and Dimas Capital Company invested 350 million tenge for the development of the new project Choco Family. This is the cashback service Rakhmet, which became the fastest growing subdivision of the holding. The attracted capital will be used to scale the application, including to international markets. By the end of 2018, the founders of the platform plan to connect 10,000 partners, and by the spring of 2019, to collect 1 million users.